Silence. Oh, it's a word they've underestimated, a force they've never truly grasped. They think they've got you figured out, don't they? In their narrow, self-assured minds, you're predictable, insignificant, just another pawn in their twisted little game. They're convinced you'll beg, chase, and eventually crumble, a victim of their calculated manipulations. They see you as a puppet, strings pulled by their whims, swaying to their tune. Tossing crumbs of attention your way, they fully expect you to rush back, loyal and eager, as if their scraps are treasures you can't live without. And maybe you've done it before, haven't you? You've played their game. You've begged for understanding, chased their fleeting affection, fallen for the illusion they control. Let's not sugarcoat it. Some of you might even be considering doing it again. That little whisper in the back of your mind, saying maybe, just maybe, this time it'll be different. Let me stop you right there. It's not your fault. It's human nature to seek connection, to hope for change. But that's exactly why they're so confident you'll keep coming back. They've studied you, banked on your kindness, and weaponized your hope against you. They believe they've built a system you can't escape, a maze where you'll keep running in circles, desperately seeking their approval. But here's what they don't know. You're not who they think you are. Not anymore. This story is about to take a turn they never expected, and their confidence is a lie. They don't know you, not the real you. They think they've figured you out, but what they've seen is only a shadow of your true strength. Maybe, once upon a time, you gave them your tears, your justifications and explanations. Maybe you softened your voice, bent over backward, or dimmed your light just to make them feel bigger. But that was then, and it doesn't matter anymore. What matters is who you are now and who you're about to become. Silence isn't surrender. It isn't weakness. Silence is a weapon forged from your resolve. It's not passive, it's powerful. The moment you stop playing their game, the rules change. They believed they controlled the board, but they didn't realize you were never really playing. Now, when you withdraw, when you stop feeding their pride, their power crumbles into dust. The strength they thought they held over you? Gone. Their illusions of control shattered. Your silence becomes the mirror they can't avoid. It forces them to look at their own arrogance, selfishness, and flaws. Let them sit with it. Let them choke on the emptiness you leave behind. Watch them scramble, fumbling for ways to provoke you, to drag you back into their chaos. But give them nothing, not a word, not a glance. Let your silence be louder than anything you could ever say. They expected you to keep showing up, to keep forgiving, to keep playing the part they wrote for you. They never imagined you'd walk away. But when you do, their world starts to collapse. They've built their pride on your reactions, their confidence on your energy, and now that you've taken it away, they're left with nothing but the hollow echo of their own failure. They'll act like it doesn't bother them. They'll wear a mask of indifference, pretending your absence doesn't sting. But you know the truth. Inside, they're unraveling. Piece by piece, the facade cracks, because without you, they're left alone with the one person they can't manipulate: themselves. This isn't revenge, it's revelation. It's about reclaiming your dignity and reminding them and yourself that you are not a pawn in their game. Silence is your declaration of independence. It says, without a single word, you don't control me. It's not about bitterness or anger. It's about being done. Done with their games, done with their ego, done with giving away your power. And as they stumble in the void you've created, you rise. You aren't their puppet. You aren't their servant. You are a force they never understood and never will. Your silence becomes the storm they never saw coming, a tidal wave that washes away every assumption they made about you. They'll feel it in every unanswered message, every ignored call, every moment they look for you and find nothing but emptiness staring back. But this isn't just about them. This is about you. About stepping out of the shadows they cast and into the light of your own strength. This is about recognizing that you were never meant to serve someone else's ego. You were meant to rule. They thought they held the throne, but they never realized it was yours all along. Life isn't about playing their game. It's about creating your own. It's about building your kingdom, where your peace, your power, and your purpose reign supreme. Imagine it, a realm where you make the rules, where your boundaries are the walls that protect you, and your silence is the moat that keeps the chaos out. This is your empire, and you are its ruler. They never saw it coming. They never imagined you could rise this way, with grace, strength, and silence as your armor. But now, they have no choice but to watch. To watch as you rebuild, as you claim what was always yours, as you step into the role you were destined for. And the best part? You don't need to explain a thing. Your actions, your transformation, speak louder than words ever could. You've spent too long kneeling at their altar, believing their lies and playing their games. But those days are over. The person you were before, gone. The person you are now, unstoppable, stronger, wiser, untouchable. Every step you take away from their chaos is a step toward your own freedom. You are not their pawn. You are not their plaything. You are the ruler of your own life. The throne is yours to claim, and the crown is waiting. But a crown is not given, it's earned. It comes with the responsibility to honor yourself, to protect your peace, and to never again let anyone take what belongs to you. There's a quote that says, "The lion does not turn around when the small dog barks." That is your energy now. Let them bark. Let them howl. Let them do whatever they need to try and get your attention. You keep walking. You are the lion, the ruler of this jungle, and their noise is nothing more than a distant hum. This silence isn't just about walking away. It's about walking towards something greater. It's about building a life where you are no longer weighed down by their ego, their demands, their chaos. It's about creating a kingdom where you can live in peace, surrounded by people who respect you, who value you, who lift you up. The crown is yours. The throne is waiting. But first, you must leave behind the old, the toxic, the small. They thought they knew you. They thought they had you figured out. But now, as you rise in silence and strength, they'll realize the truth. They never knew you at all. And that truth, it will haunt them. But for you, it will set you free. The journey begins now. Rise and take your place. So affirm with me, my kings and queens. I rise in power. Write it boldly in the comments. Let the world see your strength. And if this message lights a fire in you, like this video and subscribe, because this is just the beginning of your reign. Let's build this kingdom together. Fire and crown. Number 1. Claim your throne of independence. Your throne has been waiting for you. For too long, they've tried to convince you that you need their approval, their validation, their control. They've whispered lies into your ear, making you believe that freedom is a gift they can give or take away. But true independence, that's the crown you place on your own head, the kingdom you build with your own hands. Independence isn't just breaking free from others, it's breaking free from their power over your mind, their opinions, their expectations, their control. It's standing tall in your own story and saying, I choose me. I walk this path not for your applause, but because it's mine to walk. And here's the truth. They don't want you to claim this power. They want you small, dependent, predictable. Why? Because that's how they keep their grip on you. If you need them, they stay in control. If you rely on their breadcrumbs, they keep you circling their throne. But today, my kings and queens, you step out of their shadow. Today, you prove that you never needed their scraps to thrive. When you claim your independence, it shakes the very foundation of their illusion. Suddenly they lose the power they thought they had over you. Imagine their surprise when you stop showing up at their altar, stop running every time they toss you a morsel of attention. It stings, doesn't it? Because their pride was built on the lie that you couldn't live without them. But here you are, ready to rise. How do you begin? You make yourself the ruler of your world, not them, not anyone else. Take stock of your life. What truly brings you joy? What makes you feel alive? Chances are you've forgotten because you've been so busy living for others, bending to their demands. That ends now. Start small. Reclaim the things that used to set your soul on fire. Music, art, movement, learning. And if you don't know where to begin, explore something entirely new. Every step you take is a brick in the castle of your independence. It won't be easy. No transformation ever is. Independence is a muscle that needs to be built, and right now, it might feel weak. At first, the weight of old habits will press against you. The doubts they've planted will whisper in your ear. But with every small step, you'll grow stronger. Like climbing a mountain, the path may feel steep, but the view from the top, it's breathtaking, and the higher you climb, the lighter you'll feel, unburdened by the chains you've left behind. Imagine a bird in a cage. The door is open, but it's been locked up for so long it's forgotten how to fly. That's what they've done to you, made you believe the cage is all you need. But deep down, you've always known better. One day, you leap. Your wings might feel rusty, the air unfamiliar, but then you remember something profound. You were born to soar. Independence isn't just freedom. It's the flight you were always meant to take. Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment." That's what this is about. Reclaiming yourself. Not the version they wanted, but the version you were destined to be. When you choose independence, you're not just stepping away from them, you're stepping fully into who you are. And when it gets hard, because it will, remember, this isn't just for today. This is for the life you deserve. It's for the freedom to wake up every day and decide who you are, what you want, and how you'll live. This is about walking into every room knowing you belong, not because someone granted you permission, but because you claimed it. You don't need their permission to thrive. You don't need their approval to grow. You are the foundation of your kingdom, and every brick you lay from here will be stronger than anything you've left behind. Say this with me now. I claim my throne of independence. Write it. Speak it. Let it echo in the halls of your mind until it becomes unshakable truth. And if anyone dares to question it, let them. Their opinions don't matter. What matters is the kingdom you're building, the freedom you're embracing, the ruler you're becoming. Let them see your independence not as a rebellion, but as a declaration of your sovereignty. Say it again. I claim my throne of independence. Believe it. Own it. Live it. This is your journey, your reign, and it begins now. Take the first step and watch your kingdom rise. And hey, if you've got any questions or thoughts, don't hold back. Drop them in the comments. my royals. And if everything's crystal clear and this video struck a chord, you know it deserves a like. And let's show the world the strength of our kingdom by building a community together, so make sure to subscribe too. Number 2. Gather loyal subjects who honor you respect. It's a currency far too precious to waste, yet you've been handing it out like it's endless. Think about it. How often have you bent over backward, stayed up late, sacrificed your peace, and poured yourself into others? And for what? Did they truly honor you? Did they value the effort you gave so freely? Or did they just take and take, leaving you drained and empty? It's time to redraw the map of your kingdom. Time to reclaim your energy and stop squandering it on people who see you as an option while you treat them like royalty. You are no ordinary subject in someone else's court. You are the ruler of your own realm. It's time to spend your days with those who recognize your crown, those who honor your presence without making you beg for it. True respect isn't shallow flattery or hollow compliments. It's in the quiet moments, the actions that speak louder than words. Respect is shown by those who show up when the storm hits, who listen without judgment, and who honor your boundaries without question. These are the loyal subjects worthy of a place in your court. They don't take, they give. They don't tear you down, they build you up. Think of your life as a royal garden. Every person you allow into your life either nurtures your growth or chokes it. The ones who uplift you, encourage you, and respect you. They're the sunlight and water your garden needs. But the ones who drain you, criticize you, and make you question your worth. They're the weeds, stealing your energy and blocking your light. It's time to clear the weeds and protect your garden with the care it deserves. You might think that asking for respect is too much. It's not. Those who are meant to be in your life will never make you feel like you're asking for too much by demanding the bare minimum. Respect is not a luxury. It's the foundation of every meaningful relationship. And the people who matter? They won't just tolerate your boundaries, they'll celebrate them. The hardest part of this process is letting go of those who don't belong. Some of them have been in your life for so long that the idea of cutting them off feels wrong. But let me tell you a truth fit for a king or queen. You cannot create space for loyal subjects while you're surrounded by thieves of your energy. Every moment spent on those who take you for granted is a moment stolen from those who would cherish you. Psychology tells us that we mirror the energy we surround ourselves with. Spend your time with people who belittle you, and you'll start believing their lies. But spend your time with those who see your value, who uplift you, who treat you like the ruler you are. You'll rise to their level. Their respect becomes the mirror in which you rediscover your own. Yes, it will feel lonely at first. When you pull the weeds, the garden may seem bare, but that emptiness isn't a loss. It's an opening. It's space for the right people to walk in, the ones who will nourish your soul instead of draining it. And trust me, when they arrive, you'll wonder how you ever settled for less. Picture yourself as a diamond. To the wrong people, you're just a rock, overlooked, stepped on, unappreciated. But to the right people, you're a treasure, a source of awe and admiration. The ones who respect you will see your shine, protect it, and value it for all it's worth. That's the difference between those who belong in your court and those who don't. Maya Angelou said it best. Never make someone a priority when all you are to them is an option. Let those words be your guide. The moment you stop prioritizing people who don't respect you is the moment you reclaim your throne. This is how you build a life surrounded by loyalty, dignity, and mutual honor. And if it feels hard, remember this. Every time you let go of someone who doesn't respect you, you open the gates for someone better to enter. Every time you demand respect, you teach the world how to treat you. This isn't about being cold or bitter. It's about knowing your worth and refusing to settle for less. Say this with me: I deserve respect, and I choose to surround myself with those who honor me. Let it resonate deep within you. Write it, shout it, etch it into your very being. This isn't just a mantra, it's a declaration of your sovereignty. Because the kingdom you're building now? It's one where respect is not negotiable. It's required. From this day forward, spend time with those who honor your presence. Not because you need validation, but because respect is the bare minimum you deserve. And for those who can't rise to meet your standards, let them watch from the outskirts of your kingdom while you thrive in the company of those who truly see you. I deserve respect, and I choose to surround myself with those who honor me. Say it, live it, build your court wisely, and let your kingdom flourish. This is your time, your transformation. Let it begin. Number 3. Wield the wisdom of the crown. Let's be clear, they thrive on chaos. Their power comes from watching you lose yours. Every time you react, whether it's anger, frustration, or tears, you hand them another piece of your throne. They see your emotions as their playground, your reactions as the strings they pull to control you. But no more. Today, you take the reins. Today, you wield the wisdom of the crown and rule over your mind with authority. To wield this wisdom is to understand your emotions and command them like a king or queen commanding their kingdom. It's not about ignoring how you feel. It's about mastering it. When they try to provoke you with insults or manipulation, they expect you to stumble. But when you stand tall, calm and composed, it shatters their illusions. Your peace becomes their frustration. Your unshakable calm becomes their defeat. Imagine you're on the battlefield. They charge at you, hoping for chaos, expecting you to panic. But instead of flinching, you stand firm, your crown gleaming under the weight of their assault. They scream, they taunt, they lash out, but you don't move. Why? Because you know the truth. They can't touch you unless you let them. The wisdom of the crown is the ultimate weapon. You don't engage in their petty wars. You don't hand them your power. You let them destroy themselves with their own chaos. Here's the secret. When they lose control, it's not about you, it's about them. Their insecurities, their fears, their fragile egos, they throw it all at you, hoping you'll break. But a true ruler doesn't break. A true ruler sees through the noise, through the storm, and knows it's all a reflection of their own weakness. Wielding the wisdom of the crown also means knowing yourself. Ask yourself, when was the last time you sat with your emotions, truly sat with them? Not reacting, not running, but understanding them. Most people let their emotions rule them, like an unruly mob storming the castle. But you are the ruler. Your emotions are your subjects, not your masters. When you control them, you reclaim your throne. Think of your mind as a royal court. When someone tries to provoke you, they're like a jester, causing a commotion, hoping to distract you. But you, the ruler, decide what deserves your attention. You don't rise from your throne for every petty disturbance. You stay composed, watching as their antics fail to sway you. And when they realize they can no longer control your reactions, their game is over. They want chaos, but you are the calm. They want war, but you rule with silence. Nothing is more unsettling to them than a ruler who won't engage in their petty games. They'll spiral, desperate to find cracks in your armor, but your strength is unshakable. Your crown doesn't tilt, your throne doesn't shake, and your kingdom remains untouched. How do you wield this wisdom? Start with awareness. Know your triggers. Understand what pushes your buttons and why. The next time they try to provoke you, pause, take a breath, count to 3 or 10, or however long it takes for you to regain your composure. In that pause, you reclaim your power. In that pause, you remind yourself that no one, not them, not anyone, can pull you from your throne unless you allow it. Picture this. Your mind is the fortress of your kingdom. When someone tries to stir chaos, they're like an invading force banging at the gates. But you hold the key. You decide who enters, who stays, and who gets turned away. Their words are just arrows that fall harmlessly against your walls. Their actions are storms that can't shake your foundation. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That is the essence of ruling your emotions. You can't control what others say or do, but you can control how you respond. And that response, or lack of one, is what separates a ruler from a mere subject. When you wield the wisdom of the crown, you're not just protecting your peace, you're building a legacy. Every time you choose calm over chaos, every time you refuse to engage with their nonsense, you reinforce your throne. You show the world and yourself that you are untouchable. Say it now. I rule over my emotions. They do not rule over me. Write it, speak it, and let it echo in your mind. This is the foundation of your reign. This is your power, and no one can take it from you. When they see you like this, calm, composed, unbothered, they'll realize they never truly knew you. They'll see the wisdom in your silence, the power in your restraint, and that will shake them to their core. I rule over my emotions. They do not rule over me. Say it, own it, live it. The wisdom of the crown is yours to wield, and it will protect your peace, your power, and your kingdom. Number 4, forge the armor of presence. Your physical presence is your first declaration of power, a silent, undeniable statement of who you are. Long before you speak a word, you've already set the tone. The way you walk, the way you stand, the energy you exude. It all speaks volumes. When you enter a room with purpose, when your posture demands respect, and your movement exudes confidence, you don't need to raise your voice to be heard. They feel it. Oh, they'll feel it. But let's be honest, they don't expect this from you. They've grown comfortable with the image of you being small, hesitant, unsure of yourself. They think they've worn you down, crushed your spirit. And now is the moment you shatter their illusions. When you strengthen your physical presence, you're not just changing how they see you, you're transforming how you see yourself. Strengthening your presence isn't about vanity or appearances, it's about embodying power. It's about moving like you own the ground beneath your feet, standing like you belong wherever you choose to be, and carrying yourself like someone who knows their worth. Without saying a word, your posture, your presence, your energy all deliver the same message. I am here. I am strong. I am unshakable. Start simple. Straighten your posture. Pull your shoulders back. Lift your chin high and plant your feet like they're rooted in the earth. When you stand tall, you don't just look powerful, you begin to feel powerful. Science proves this. Your body language doesn't just change how others perceive you, it transforms how you perceive yourself. When you carry yourself like royalty, your mind starts to believe it. Picture a lion prowling its territory. It doesn't rush, it doesn't slink. It moves with deliberate, calm strength, knowing it's the ruler of the jungle. That's your aim. Not arrogance, not aggression, but quiet, commanding confidence. Every step you take is a proclamation. I belong here, and no one can make me doubt it. But let's go deeper. Strengthening your physical presence isn't just about how you stand or walk. It's about the foundation you build. This means taking care of your body, not for anyone else, but for yourself. Hit the gym, go for a run, try yoga, dance, or martial arts. Move in ways that make you feel alive and powerful. This isn't about meeting anyone's expectations. This is about building a body that matches the strength of your spirit. Every push-up, every stretch, every drop of sweat is a testament to your resilience. You're not just building muscle or endurance, you're proving to yourself day by day that you're stronger than you thought. That strength radiates. It shows in the way you carry yourself, in how you take up space unapologetically, and in the way others can't help but notice the transformation. Let's be real. This journey isn't always easy. There will be days when the weight feels too heavy, when you want to shrink, to hide, to give in. On those days, remember, every step forward is a step closer to reclaiming your power. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep showing up. Think of yourself as a mountain, solid, unyielding. When storms rage, when winds howl, the mountain remains unmoved. People may try to shake you, to climb you, to tear you down, but you don't budge. That's the essence of a strong physical presence, not flashiness or noise, but quiet, unbreakable strength. As the Stoics taught, you have control over yourself, and that is all the power you need. Your body is the vessel of that control. When you strengthen it, you're not just building muscles, you're building an unassailable fortress of confidence, a fortress that no one can breach. Say this with me now: I forge the armor of my presence. Write it down, declare it. Let it be a reminder of the transformation you're stepping into. This isn't just about how you look. It's about the unshakable power you're building, inside and out. And when they see you like this, when they see you walking tall, shoulders back, head high, carrying yourself like a ruler who knows their worth, they'll feel it. They'll feel the distance between who you were and who you've become. They'll realize they never truly knew you, and that realization will be their reckoning. I forge the armor of my presence. Say it, own it, live it. This is your transformation, and no one, not them, not anyone, can take it from you. Number 5, wield the shield of sovereignty. They're counting on your reaction. Every sharp word, every frustrated sigh, every tear, it fuels their fire. Each time you let them provoke you, they win. Every plea for understanding, every outburst of anger, every moment you allow them to shake your foundation, they snatch another piece of your power. But today, that ends. Today, you take up the shield of sovereignty, mastering the art of non-reaction and reclaiming every ounce of control they thought they held over you. Non-reaction isn't just silence. It's silence armed with strength and wisdom. It's the calm in the eye of the storm, the unyielding resolve of a ruler who refuses to engage in battles that don't serve their kingdom. When they come at you with chaos, expecting you to crumble, you remain still. When they spiral, trying to drag you into their disorder, you stand firm. Your calm is their undoing, and your control is the end of their game. Think about all the times you've walked away from an argument, regretting that you let them get the best of you. That guilt, that frustration, that feeling of being outplayed, it ends now. Non-reaction becomes your armor. It guards your peace, your energy, and your dignity. Not everyone and not every situation deserves your response. To rule your kingdom wisely is to choose your battles carefully, to know when to engage and when to simply stand tall in silence. Picture this: a still lake, serene and unmoved. Someone hurls a stone, expecting waves, ripples and chaos. but the water remains calm, unbothered by the intrusion. That's your energy now. Non-reaction doesn't mean you're weak or passive. It means you're in command, and that terrifies them. They depend on your outbursts to validate their behavior, to fuel their ego. Without it, they're left with nothing but the emptiness of their own actions. Mastering non-reaction begins with self-awareness. Know your triggers. What makes you want to lash out, to defend yourself, to prove your point? Identify those moments. When you feel the surge of anger, the sting of frustration, pause. Take a deep breath. Count to 3, or 10, or 100 if you need to. In that pause, you reclaim your throne. In that pause, you remind yourself that your peace is worth more than the chaos. It won't be easy. Non-reaction is one of the hardest disciplines you'll ever master. We're wired to react, to protect our ego, to fight back. But wielding the shield of sovereignty isn't about ego. It's about wisdom. It's about knowing that not every insult requires a response. Not every battle deserves your energy. As the Stoics taught, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Most of the time, your reaction isn't about the moment. It's about the story you've built in your head. Let go of the story. Focus on the present. Focus on staying calm. Imagine yourself as a mountain. The wind howls, the rain pours, and the earth shakes, but you remain unshaken. People might shout, hurl insults, or attempt to provoke you, but you don't budge. The mountain doesn't flinch for a passing storm. Non-reaction is your anchor, keeping you steady while the world around you rages. Let's be clear. Non-reaction isn't ignoring the issue or pretending nothing happened. It's about choosing your battles wisely. It's about recognizing that your energy is precious and refusing to waste it on people or situations unworthy of it. Non-reaction isn't a retreat. It's the ultimate act of self-control and self-respect. Here's the beauty of it. When you stop reacting, the power dynamic shifts. They'll scramble, desperately trying harder to provoke you, but their attempts will fall flat. They'll grow frustrated, confused, and eventually defeated. And in that moment, they'll realize that they no longer hold the strings. You've cut them loose. Their chaos has no power here anymore. Say this with me. I choose calm over chaos. Let it sink in. Write it. Declare it. Every time you feel the urge to react, repeat it to yourself. I choose calm over chaos. Because that's exactly what you're doing. You're choosing your peace over their drama, your strength over their weakness, your control over their chaos. And here's the transformation. Non-reaction doesn't just protect you from them, it reshapes you. Each time you practice it, you become stronger, more grounded, more resilient. The words, actions, and games that used to rattle you lose their power. They bounce off your shield, harmless and insignificant. You'll walk through life like that mountain, steady, unyielding, untouchable. They'll exhaust themselves trying to provoke a reaction, but you'll rise above it every time. Let them see the strength in your silence, the power in your restraint. Let them crumble under the weight of their own chaos while you stand tall, sovereign and calm. I choose calm over chaos. Say it, own it, live it. This is your power now, and no one, not them, not anyone, can take it from you. Number 6. Fortify the walls of your inner court. The people in your life are like bricks in the walls of your castle. They either make it stronger or leave it vulnerable to attack. There's no middle ground. If you've been pouring your time and energy into relationships that leave you feeling drained, undervalued, or disrespected, it's time to rebuild. Your inner court isn't about numbers. It's about loyalty, strength, and mutual respect. It's about surrounding yourself with those who protect, your kingdom, not those who chip away at it. Ask yourself this: how many times have you held on to someone just because they've always been there, even when their presence brought you nothing but doubt and frustration? How many times have you justified keeping someone close because of history, even as they eroded your confidence, your dreams, your sense of self? That ends today. Building a strong inner court begins with a ruthless truth. Not everyone deserves a seat at your table. Your inner court should be your sanctuary, a place where you are safe to be vulnerable, where your dreams are nurtured, and where your victories are celebrated, not envied. These are the people who show up when it matters most, who listen without judgment, and who push you to rise higher because they believe in your potential. They're not threatened by your success. They don't thrive on your failures. They're the ones who clap the loudest when you ascend. Picture your life as a garden. Every person you allow in is either nurturing it or draining it. Some are weeds, wrapping themselves around your roots, stealing your strength, suffocating your growth. Others are the sunlight, encouraging you to flourish, to stretch higher, to grow stronger. It's time to pull the weeds. It's time to let the light in. You don't need anyone in your life who dims your brilliance. Let's not pretend this is easy. Letting go, especially of those who've been in your life for years, can feel like tearing down something familiar. But here's the truth. Every time you let go of someone who doesn't honor your worth, you create space for someone who will. Every weed you pull from your garden makes room for new life to grow. Rebuilding your inner court means trusting that when you clear out the toxic, the loyal will arrive. Surround yourself with allies who inspire you. Seek out those who see your value, who challenge you in ways that help you grow, and who stand strong beside you when the storms hit. Science tells us that we reflect the traits of the people we surround ourselves with. If you want to grow, you need to walk with those who are also growing. If you want strength, stand beside the strong. Their energy will amplify yours and build you into the ruler you were born to be. This is your moment to fortify your walls. Say this with me: I build a court of loyalty and strength. Write it, speak it, let it become your mantra. This isn't just a step, it's the foundation of your reign. You are the ruler of your time, your energy, your presence. Only those who honor that deserve a place in your court. And here's the reward. When you surround yourself with those who truly see and support you, your kingdom will thrive. You'll feel it in every decision, every step, every success. The right people lift you up, not weigh you down. They help you dream bigger, stand taller, and face challenges with unshakable courage. I build a court of loyalty and strength. Say it, believe it, live it. Choose your court wisely and watch as your life transforms under the light of true support and respect. This is your kingdom. Guard it fiercely, rise boldly, and let your inner court help you reign. Number 7. Guard the gates of your kingdom boundaries. The very word makes some people uneasy, doesn't it? That's because boundaries are where their manipulation ends and your self-respect begins. Those who don't value you will always hate your boundaries. They'll call you cold, selfish, distant. But let's be honest, they only call it selfish when they're no longer benefiting. Boundaries aren't a wall to keep everyone out. They're the gates that protect what matters most: your peace, your energy, your worth. When you set and enforce boundaries, you send a clear, unshakable message. This is my kingdom, and I decide who enters. It's not arrogance, it's survival. The moment you draw those lines and refuse to let anyone cross them, you begin to weed out the people who were only there to take. You've heard the excuses before, but they're family, or we've been friends forever. Let me tell you something. No title, no history, no excuse justifies disrespect. Time spent together doesn't erase toxicity. If someone consistently crosses the line and refuses to acknowledge it, they've made their choice. And now it's time for you to make yours. The first step is clarity. Define what you will and will not allow in your life. What drains you? What hurts you? What chips away at your happiness and peace? Be brutally honest with yourself. Don't sugarcoat their actions. If their behavior consistently disrupts your kingdom, that's where your boundary needs to be. Write it down. Make it clear. A line you can't see is a line you'll never defend. But setting boundaries is only the beginning. Enforcing them, that's where the real challenge lies. It's not enough to say, "I won't tolerate disrespect." You have to show it. When someone steps over the line, call it out, firmly, calmly, without apology. This isn't about starting a war. It's about standing your ground. If they ignore your boundary or push against it, you walk away. No warnings, no second chances. Upholding your boundaries is an act of power, a declaration. This is my line. If you cannot respect it, you cannot stay. Think of your life as a castle. Your boundaries are the walls, the gates, the moat. Without them, anyone can march in, take what they want, and leave you in ruins. But with those walls in place, with gates that only open for those who honor your space, your castle becomes a fortress, secure, impenetrable. The right people? They'll respect those walls. They'll knock and wait to be welcomed inside. Let me warn you, when you start guarding your gates, the wrong people will push back. They'll guilt you, twist your words, try to make you feel small for daring to protect yourself. Don't fall for it. Their discomfort is not your problem. It's proof your boundaries are working. People who truly value you won't be offended by your boundaries. They'll honor them. And those who don't, let them leave. Let them rage. Let them go. This isn't about shutting the world out. It's about creating space for the right people to come in. Boundaries are not barriers. They're filters. They let in love, respect and kindness while keeping out manipulation, disrespect and chaos. The people left standing beside you will be those who see your worth and honor your strength. As a wise ruler once said, choosing yourself over someone else's comfort isn't selfish, it's necessary. That's the courage it takes to set boundaries. It means valuing your peace over their opinions. It means risking their anger to protect your kingdom. And it's worth it. Because your peace, your energy, your happiness, they are not negotiable. Every time you enforce a boundary, you teach the world how to treat you. You set the standard for what you will and will not accept. Over time, the people who matter will rise to meet that standard, while the rest will fade away. Say this with me now. I guard the gates of my kingdom. Speak it, write it, make it a vow. Your worth is not up for debate, and neither are your boundaries. Your boundaries are not walls of isolation, they're doors of invitation. They say, this is where I stand. If you respect me, you may enter. If not, you may leave. And when you enforce them, you will find yourself surrounded by relationships that lift you higher, not drag you down. I guard the gates of my kingdom. Say it, believe it, live it. This is your power, and it's time to own it. So my kings and queens, you are the ruler of your life, and your power is unmatched. Rise with strength, claim your crown, and let the world see your transformation. If this message resonated, like, subscribe, and share to spread this fire. Let's build a kingdom of strength together. Your reign starts now.